Und damit willkommen zurück zu The Great Ace Attorney Research 2 Chronicles. Mal schauen, was wir bei der zweiten Korrektion hier noch rausstellen werden oder daraus finden werden. Dementsprechend, ich stehe da noch aus. Man kennt ja schon das ganze Prozedere mittlerweile, wenn man nicht was sie nennenswerterweise geschaut hat, dann mache ich das einfach so, wie es nochmal ist. So sets 5 pound not poking out from Iris knapsack, isn't it? Oh dear, I can't be sure. Most money that we encounter is in coin from. No, I'm not even sure if we have seen any banknotes here in Britain. All have we, but anyway, father would never have paid money for Iris silence. He currently seems like the silent thief himself, without judging by his present state. There must be sure the other reason for Iris silence, I suppose. Perhaps Iris is trying so hard not to give away with her eyes something entirely different. Sagt, abgesehen noch davon, oder? Das kommt eigentlich ja später, muss man sagen. Aber haben wir da denn sonst noch irgendwo was? Das ist ja Knapsack. Die Position hier. Now I think about it, Iris always wears that little bag on her back, doesn't she? Yes, that's right. So it's easy to forget about it because you can see it from the front. There are two little photos attached to it as well. Arthur, I had no idea. I don't remember ever seeing them before. Is it possible there's always a 5-pound note poking out from her back? I said I just haven't noticed before too. I could say with absolute certainty, but I think it's certainly. Es muss doch hier noch irgendwas nennenswerterweise anderes geben, was man auch quasi okay. Also fairerweise ist jetzt gerade erstens Slipper. Warum kann man gerade über den dann reden? This slipper features in the adventure of Sherlock Holmes, doesn't it? It does. When I first saw it, there's one mental piece. I very near fainted with excitement. Doesn't it Iris her elements in there? Yes. That part was never intentioned in the stories. We could swap it for Japanese equivalent of a slipper bros fun. Other words for wooden guitar sandal, but then it would be possible to hide anything inside, which matters because. Nee, aber das dürfte ja auch nicht sein, würde ich mal behaupten. Die eigentlich auswählen. This metal chest, it contained important documents, doesn't, aber ist die nicht offen? Its details of all the cases Mr. Jones has worked on over the years, written up by Iris' father, is, if I'm remembering correctly. Iris insists that the chest is kept looked at all times. She's never once shown me inside. Well, its contents are invaluable to her, I suppose, and interior replaceable. But look at it now, the catch is unlocked for once. Ah, so is. It's hard to ignore. Very. I never seen the chest unlocked before in all the time I've been staying here at Baker Street. Da will ich mal sagen, dass die Metallchest hier ist. Werde ich zumindest mal behaupten. Es hat keinerlei nennenswerte Ahnung, ob das wirklich stimmt, aber wird schon falsch sein. Yes, the reason for your muteness is concluded inside that metal chest. An excellent observation for upon closer inspection. There is something different about the chest appearance. It's kept locked at all times, yet now the catch is open. Evidently this has something to do with your refusal to speak, Iris. Oh, but it's simple enough matter to insert to speak, I'm sure. I merely need open to the chest. Here we go. Oh. No, really don't. Mr. Schuld, sorry. Das erklärt auch die Position, in dem ihres Vater, es ist Susatos Vater, ist nicht ihres Vater, der ist, he's dead. Never. Oh, Holly, I told you not to open it. Ah, so you found our voice now, Iris. Ah, in other words, what just happened, clearly he was the truth here. Yes, the real reason for your silence until is somewhat different to the usual dance of deduction you perform with Mr. Shams, isn't it? Well, he has left me alone on the ballroom, so I am going to have to dance this next part solo, and anyway, I need to get to the bottom of this for my own peace of mind. Now then, Iris isn't usually the silent type, so you mean you don't actually know the answer yet, beside that knowing point of the finger before. Miss Susato, sometimes a man needs to point his finger first and think later. Oh well, if you say so, I think we'd better examine Iris more closely and try to rescue the situation then. Serie? Das ist schon wieder da. Aber ist das dann wirklich ihr Rucksack oder war das so generell? Aber hast du eigentlich einen Schlüssel in der Hand? That's a key she is holding. Look, I'm sure that wasn't in her hands before, wasn't it? No, quite right. It appears if magic. That's strange, a big old iron key. There, where it did materialize from? Müsste das ja eigentlich der Key sein, was sie behaupten. Würde ich zumindest sagen. Der Schlüssel zum Erfolg, würde ich behaupten. Yes, the real reason for your silence until now is that key behind your back. And as the chance was thrown into the air before. Just before you call it out, it tries to stop him. You slipped something out of your mouth. That something is the key now in your hands. Now the key to the chest. So I got him. You're so clever, Bruno. So now it becomes clear, thanks to Mr. Shum's graphic demonstration, we can well imagine what happens here. But Professor Mikotopa also opened the metal chest only to be punched into the air and land sprawled on the city. But wait, doesn't explain all the facts. What about the stylish scarf and the coupe tee, and above all, why would be wearing Kazuma-sama's mask? Well, for those curious details I can think of only one explanation. Clearly on belief miracle took place on this room. Isn't that right, Iris? Consider how the room was arranged before this full painful experience took place. When Professor Mikotopa opened the chest, completely unaware of what awaited him inside, the mask was floating onto the air just as he was, only to land instantly on his face when it fell back down. The teacup's journey out the air ended when it caught on the unconscious professor's finger. You mean to say that the stylish scarf is actually just a tablecloth? This is a great detective office after all, a place of miraculous deductions. Would you expect anything less? Yes, you are right. I happened exactly as you said. Brilliant, Runo. So this concludes Ryunosuke Naruto's great deduction of this punchy puzzle. Dürfte doch Sachverhalt. So then why don't I make a fresh pot of tea for us? Well,
objection.
An admirable performance is Naruto. But in the final act of the show, there's you rather missed everything of importance, Mr. Jones. If you would cast your mind back into my earlier deduction, Iris, clearly you're hiding a great secret. She is, from the look on your face. Mr. Jones must be right. Whatever the great secret is, the cat isn't out of the bag yet. So I put you again. an. I mean, man sieht eigentlich schon, dass da nennenswerterweise was sie festhält. Ich habe das jetzt nicht nennenswerterweise vorgelesen, weil ich das eigentlich darauf hinweisen wollte, aber hey. It really is a shame about Mr. Sean's cup. It must have been smashed when Professor Mikotoba opened the chest. Oh dear, so many things seems to have been broken here. But note that the deductions as taken a different direction. Iris doesn't seem to be trying to hide the broken cup anymore. In other words, her greatest secret is something else. Let's up our observation skills to work her final times then. Okay, die Arbeit tut mir aber auch irgendwie wirklich leid, muss man sagen. Dementsprechend. Ah, look, there seem to be more papers there. Is trying to hide them underneath the tray. They insignia, Mr. Naruto. It's an official Scotland Yard document. What? But why would Iris have? We must ask her. Official Scotland Yard Dokument. Dementsprechend, was sagst du dazu, meine liebe Iris? You were attempting to absurd with that case file. Iris, as you know very well, nothing escapes the attentions of a great detective. Oh no! We visited Scotland Yard out of Serie earlier today, and Dr. Gorey informed us that the autopsy report of Clint Van Six had gone missing. Clint Van Six? Yes, I do seem to recall that the same years ago I asked to see the report in question. You were with me, weren't you, Iris? You mean it was you, Iris? Those papers you have there are... I'm sorry. Forgive me. To hide the case file. Oh Mann, oh Mann. In truth, I would like to have thought I could have proceeded the booby thread pet trust. Dann müsste man doch eigentlich doch... Nein, das wäre weiter jetzt wieder was mit der beredigen, oder? I guess. But it caught me complete off guard. I was very nearly the late consulting detective Sherlock Holmes. Oh, I'm sorry, Hurley. So you mean this autopsy report really is... Yes. I took it from the lab. I even thought I knew it was very important. Was there something in it that troubled you, Iris? Not exactly something that troubled me. Something I'd been looking for. Freedom. When I saw this report, when I saw the writing in it, I knew it was Daddy's. The writing? Your father's writing? What do you really mean? Iris, it must be something that's hard for her to talk about. Forgive me for interrupting, my dear fellows. Mr. Shams, what is it? I feel as though the poor unconscious gentleman on the city has been somewhat forgotten. Ah, father. Perhaps we should find our guest somewhere more peaceful to rest. Mr. Naruhodo? Yes. Will you be so kind as to lend him your bed? We must do your very best to make him comfortable, I feel. Oh yes, of course, I'll help you carry him up. So will I. Oh no, I can manage alone, thank you. You have tea to enjoy. We couldn't want Iris through to stew. Sicherlich zu liegen ist auch schon ein bisschen unvorteilhaft, because there is no better way to make the professor comfortable than dragging him upstairs like a trunk. I wonder perhaps that was deliberate. Maybe Mr. Jones is making himself scary as to give Iris to change to talk more freely. We must use this opportunity to talk with Iris and find out what's going on. Oh boy, meine liebe Iris, echt ey. Oh boy. Dementsprechend, your daddy. Would you like to tell us about it, Iris, about your father? I'm sure I told you before, didn't I? That used to be Hurley's partner. Yes, and that notes about all the cases they solved together are kept inside the metal chest. That's right, Hurley told me, you see. He said that Daddy's somewhere far away now, so we can't meet. That's one way of describing it. Then when I secretly unlocked the chest and read through the papers inside, I started to bite up a picture in my head of what Daddy must be like. Well, that's only natural. You're just like any other girl of your age. I read Daddy was a professor of medical science, so I studied and took my degree too. Well, that's only nature, I suppose. In that respect, you're not quite like any other girl of your age, child. But there was one thing out that I could never find out. Daddy's name. His name wasn't anywhere on any of the notices that he'd made about his work with Hurley. But then one day, that's what happened, isn't it? When you saw this autopsy report, you finally managed to work it out. Isn't that right? Yes, so it was the handwriting in the report that caught her eye. Oh Mann, der Autopsiebericht. Vielleicht müssen wir dann... Kommt da noch was raus bei ihr? I guess, ich weiß es nicht. When I saw the writing on the report, I could hardly believe it. I know that handwriting. I thought to myself, because it was the same as the writing you would see on your father's case notes. Exactly. I was desperate to compare the two properly. I needed to see them side by-side. I asked the doctor in the laboratory, but I was told I couldn't take the report away. And even worse, I was told that was the first and last time we'd be allowed even to took it there. So you decided to steal it? Oh boy, when I compared the autopsy report what is the case, I noticed I heard that here there was no doubt. The handwriting was exactly the same. It was Daddy's. And the signature of the coroner at the bottom of the autopsy report. Read Dr. John Wilson. So that's how I finally found out. I learned Daddy's name at least. I see. Ever since that I have called myself Iris Wilson, and that was when I had the brilliant idea of writing stories all about Daddy's exciting times with Hurley. I decided there and then that I did write The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Oh, Iris, I had no idea. The stories had quite such a deep personal significance for you. I can see why the autopsy report was so important to her now, and why she was prepared to break the law to get her hands on it. I must apologize, Iris. Ja, aber wie das jetzt weitergeht und was wir sonst noch erleben werden, dies und vieles mehr im nächsten Part. Vielen Dank fürs Einschalten und bis zum nächsten Mal. Auf Wiedersehen, meine Lieben.